Hi, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for spending your Sunday afternoon with all of us here. Want to say how much we appreciate you taking the time to join this virtual college exploration event that is available for all Missouri students. It is sponsored by the MOACAC and StriveScan. So just a few housekeeping items before we get started. You are able to ask questions using the Q&A button. You can type your question there to the presenters at any time. Your camera and your microphone are off, so no one will be able to see or hear you. This is strictly a presentation, so we will listen and watch our presenters and what they have to share. But if you have questions along the way, please don't hesitate to use that Q&A feature. Don't forget that there are many sessions available on the moacac.org website, and we will be recording today's session, and it will be available within about a week on that same site. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and turn over to our presenters.
Good afternoon, everyone. We appreciate you taking the time on this wonderful Sunday afternoon to find out more about William Woods University and what we have to offer. We have 3 admissions counselors that are going to be taking part in this presentation today. To start out, I'm Spencer Burke. I cover Western Missouri, along with 47 of the 49 states, excluding California and Illinois. Joining me today is Trevor White. He is our regional admissions counselor out of St. Louis. Trevor covers St. Louis and Illinois. And last but certainly not least is Kara Higgins. She covers Central Missouri along with the state of California. A little bit about William Woods University and also the community of Fulton. We're in a very ideal location. We're located in Callaway County, right in central Missouri. We're 25 miles from Columbia and 25 miles from Jefferson City. If you want the bigger city experience, we're about 100 miles from St. Louis and 150 miles from Kansas City. So we're in a very ideal location. William Woods University was established in 1870, and this year marks our 150th anniversary. So a very long, very rich history here with the university. So you can definitely say that William Woods has 20/20 vision for the future. The Missouri School for the Deaf is located here in Fulton, Missouri, which works very ideal for us because one of our top undergraduate academic programs is American Sign Language. Our ASL program works very closely with the Missouri School for the Deaf, and that gives the students the opportunity to get some hands-on experience as well as potential internship and employment-wise as well. On campus, we have the Kemper Arts Center, which a number of our students that are fine arts majors, art education, graphic design, they can display their work here on campus. We also have some faculty and staff that will display their artwork. We also have some regional artists that will come to campus as well. So it's a great opportunity to experience more of William Woods University. In the community of Fulton, we have the National Churchill Museum, which is on the southwest end of town. And for those of you who don't know, Winston Churchill did the famous Iron Curtain speech in 1952. And we also have pieces of the Berlin Wall here in town as well. So a very unique part of Fulton, Missouri. We also hold, with the university, we hold a number of national equestrian competitions each year on campus because equestrian science is one of our most popular majors here with the university. Fulton, Missouri has a small town vibe. Community-wise, it's about 13,000 people. So if you want that bigger city experience, like I mentioned, we're 25 miles from Columbia, also from Jefferson City. And then downtown, we have 50 shops and restaurants. And so that brick district, that is a very big part of the community of Fulton.
All right. I'm up. Thanks, Spencer. Thanks for the introduction. Yeah, so a little bit more about about the Woods, about William Woods University. So student, obviously we're building on what Spencer was talking about. We're located in Fulton, Missouri, pretty much right in the middle of the state of Missouri. Good location in my opinion, but in terms of what your college experience would look like at William Woods University, total student population is about 3,000 students. So we have graduate and online programs. The undergraduate population, so the students that you would be going to school with, potentially, starting as a freshman and then working towards your bachelor's degree on campus, that total population is about 1,000 students. So these are going to be the students that you interact with the most on a day-to-day basis. We have a 13-to-1 student faculty ratio. So we're proud of this number. So this essentially means you're going to get a lot of individual attention in your classes and outside of your classes. The biggest class that you'll have at William Woods is about 25 students. I tell students that's going to be your general math class or general English class, right? The classes everyone has to take. So as you get into your major, it's going to be, a lot of times it's less than 15 students, sometimes it's less than 10 students. So outside of that, we have a lot of clubs, organizations to get involved with. So you can get involved in a lot of different ways. Some of the groups that we'll talk about throughout, it's going to highlight the student life aspect to what William Woods can offer. Some of my favorite organizations that we have at William Woods, Collegiate DECA. We're one of, if not the best collegiate DECA team in the state of Missouri. We have an American Sign Language Hands Up Club. That's always a good one to reference. Future Sports Management of America. We have a forensics team. We also have a really cool program called Sustaining the Woods. So outside of that, we are a private university with a liberal arts emphasis, and that's something I'll get to, towards the end whenever I'm discussing financial aid. So I'll explain a little bit later what that means. So liberal arts, I get a lot of questions about this and exactly what it means. So essentially it means for students looking at a liberal arts degree is you have the ability to major and have a focus in one or two areas, but you can still have, take classes in other areas. So for me, for example, I was an education major, but I took classes in all areas. And my favorite class that I was able to take was an anthropology class. So it gives you the opportunity to, have a focus in one or two areas while still having knowledge and getting, learning more about other areas as well. That's going to be beneficial for you as you approach graduation and as you look, down the road to what your career has in store for you. Building on that, we also are a professions-oriented university. So we have several degree programs that are specifically designed for your degree. They're going to give you the skills so that you can step right away, right into your degree. And some of those include American Sign Language, where, you could be a certified interpreter, could be a business administration. I think Kara might discuss the +1 degree that we have a little bit later. Equestrian science, where you would be, working towards becoming a professional trainer at that level. Criminal justice, social work. So these are just a few, but we have in total, we have a lot of different degree programs. So over 60 different majors and minors. Some of these I just mentioned, but a couple most popular outside of the ones that I didn't mention: education, biology, exercise science. Business is also really popular. It's also really common for our students to double major or minor while they're getting their degree and still graduate in 4 years. So if you have that in mind, if you have a couple different areas, maybe you're unsure, but you can see yourself in a couple different areas, this is a good place to look. You're going to be doing all this while living and learning from students all over the United States and all over the world. So that's something I definitely took away from my undergrad experience. And at William Woods you're going to be more than a number, right? You're going to have that individual attention in your classroom, outside of the class. You'll be known in all aspects of student life. It's up to you to, for how involved you want to be. But my advice would be to look at what your career goals are and what your collegiate goals are, and look at experiences and try to build on those things that are most important to you so that you can prepare the best looking ahead to what your degree has in store. You're going to get the attention you deserve in all of your classes. Or professors are there to provide support, right? They know what your strengths are. They know where they can help. They know what your career goals are, and so they can help build on those goals for yourself. You can take part in our university research. So this is one thing I like to talk about, is the mentor-mentee opportunity with faculty. So maybe you're a business major and you want to pair your interest with a Spanish emphasis. You can do that through that mentor-mentee program. Maybe you're an American Sign Language major, you want to partner with exercise science or sports management to make, to provide a more inclusive industry. You can certainly do that through that research opportunity. Something that I think we'll talk about throughout is the $5,000 LEAD Scholarship, which promotes campus involvement. This is actually awarded to you whenever you are admitted to our university. This is our president, President Barnett here. You can work directly with her as part of the President's 20. So this is a group that we have on campus designed for campus engagement and professional development. She's one of the most interesting college presidents that you'll come across. So if you ever have the opportunity to sit down and talk with her, I highly recommend doing that and just hearing what her stories are. She's always got something interesting to talk about. So all of these things, this is going to prepare you for a successful career in life, working and learning and living with, college students from all over the world and all over the United States. Again, it's going to be beneficial for you in your college degree. And so the last thing before I get to Kara is just talking about our NAIA Division I athletics. So we are known to have high quality university athletic teams, proud member of the AMC conference, and we're considered an NAIA Division I institution. We have 15 varsity sports, 3 nationally ranked programs as of last year before COVID hit. I think we're all eager to get back into, having sports and having that aspect as part of the college experience as well. If you want to learn more from our athletic coaches, let one of us know, your admission counselors. We can introduce you, make that connection, and then, they can sort of go through the recruitment process with you. In general, the college athletes on our campus, they're leaders across our university. They regularly compete for some of the highest GPAs on campus in terms of student groups. So women's tennis actually last year led all NAIA teams with the highest GPA, and that was a 3.94 GPA. 6 other sports held a cumulative GPA of a 3.5 or higher. So that's impressive, right? So our students are performing well on the court, in the arena, on the sports field, but also they're being successful in the classroom as well. We also rank as a champion of character 5-star institution with a perfect 100 score. We have several conference athletic trainers of the year for William Woods University as well. So if you're thinking about a degree or a career in athletic training, William Woods is a good place to start. So our state-of-the-art human performance center provides small class size, individual attention, hands-on experiences while maintaining the best training technology for career preparation. And so with that, I'll hand it over to Kara.
Hi guys. So today I get to talk to you about a few unique opportunities that we have here specifically on campus. So first I'm going to talk about Woods Around the World. So Woods Around the World is a program designed where we take 2 trips annually and we go to different places. So last year they went to Japan and Costa Rica. This year we were supposed to get to go to Greece and Italy, but unfortunately because of COVID that did get canceled. But 2021 they are scheduled to go ahead and go to Thailand and Cambodia, which is super exciting. There is a program called the 123 program that allows students to do 123 community service hours, which allows them to pay for usually about half their trip. Those trips are usually going to range anywhere from like $1,800 to $3,000, but there's a lot of opportunity to be able to earn the money to go towards those. So it's extremely affordable, and you get to travel somewhere, around the world. A lot of our students will go in this program every single year. So a lot of our students, may go to 8 different countries while they're here, which is super exciting. Got to talk to a couple kids who have actually done that, and it was pretty impressive. So that's something you might be interested in. There's another one that we like to talk about is service learning. So service learning is going to be something that you might want to get into with your advisor. All our services. So with career services, we offer both on-campus job study. Amy Dittmer is our director for that. She's also going to be the one who's going to help you with your resume, an internship that you might want to get into, your LinkedIn account. She's also going to set you up a profile online. So we want to make sure our students are in the career field when they leave, or at least they're on their way to that. We also have our mentor-mentee program, which Trevor kind of already touched base on, but you're going to be able to work hand in hand with your faculty advisor twice a year to be able to set up, your program. And if you want to change a class or add a class, so you can go ahead and do that double major, or maybe you want to add something, to minor in, you're going to be able to meet with them and expand upon your degree. A cool program that we offer here is Freshman Advantage. So students get to come in for 3 weeks prior to their freshman year, and they get to stay here on campus. They live in a dorm room, they're going to eat on campus, you get to participate in activities, but the best part is you're going to get 7 credit hours over the course of those 3 weeks that you're here. Most of the students that we have come to Freshman Advantage start their freshman year with a huge group of friends that they get to spend 3 weeks with. It was pretty amazing, the relationships they built just in the course of 3 weeks. So the Freshman Advantage program is something that cool that our students get to go ahead in. Plus they get to, ease their way into college life here on campus, but then they also get to know the community of Fulton as well. Our Masters Plus One program was something that Trevor kind of touched on just a little bit, but we have 5 different programs that we offer that you can get your master's in 5 degrees or 5 years. Most of the time, master's program is going to take you 6 to 7. But what you do is right before your junior year, you're going to go ahead and apply for that to see if you can be able to get into that Plus One program. If you do, you will still graduate with your bachelor's in 4, but you will begin your master's program your senior year. So that way you can get done in 5 years. We do that with your the Master's in Business Administration, Master's of Health Administration, your Master's in Education, and then the Organizational Leadership. The cool thing about the Organizational Leadership, which is a new program that we offer, is you can tie that in with any major that we do offer here on campus. So with any major that you have, you could be able to have your Master's in that Organizational Leadership, which is a huge tool. So we're pretty excited about getting that on campus this year. So the next thing that we're going to talk about is the LEAD Award. As Trevor was talking about, when you first apply, which I know Spencer's to later, we put together your financial aid package, and that includes your LEAD Award. LEAD Award is special to William Woods. Our president, Dr. Barnett, actually put together this program. The LEAD Award is based upon doing activities and or participating in activities here on campus. It allows you an opportunity to get to know people, to experience new things that are maybe out of your comfort zone, going to activities. You may go to an athletic activity and you'll get points. You can work out in our athletic center and you can get points. You could go to an art gallery opening. You could go to a play. We might have a barbecue. There's so many different things that you can do. You have to get 46 LEAD points a year in order to get that $5,000 towards your scholarship, but it's an automatic. So we're trying to prepare you to be basically a more well-rounded human once you get into the workforce. And by participating in so many different aspects, we hope that you can grow through that. And that $5,000 is good every year that you're here. So that's an easy way to make $5,000 off your tuition. So lastly, I'm going to talk about Greek life. So 80% of our campus is Greek. We've got 4 sororities and we have 3 fraternities. A lot of our fraternities and sororities work within the community to do community service. They may do different service projects on campus. And a lot of times it looks extremely well on your resume. If an employer has seen that you were part of a sorority or fraternity, it usually stands out. They're upstanding students on our campus. They host a lot of activities and raise a lot of money and a lot of awareness for the university. I think Spencer.
Steps to apply. The first thing, especially for the seniors, you'll want to submit the application for admission. You can do this one of 3 ways. You can submit this via our application on our website. We're also part of the Common App, which we just became part of that last year. And then on the next slide, we have a CR code, which is our quick app. So that's also another way to apply to the university. Seniors, this next one is very important. Submit the FAFSA. Seniors, parents, you'll want to start thinking about this. The FAFSA is going to become available starting October 1st. So here in the next few days, our school code is 002525. Once you submit your FAFSA to William Woods, this generally takes about 3 to 5 business days for us to receive that information. As part of the admissions process, in addition to the application, you'll also need to submit a copy of your high school transcript. So as long as it shows completed grades through the end of your junior year. And then if you've taken the ACT and or SAT, you can submit test scores. And if you notice right next to test scores, there's an asterisk next to that, which I will get to that here on the next slide. Once you're accepted to the university and you send us your FAFSA results, you'll be receiving your financial aid award letter along with your acceptance letter with the university. With your financial aid award letter, this is going to show your scholarships that you've received from the university along with any type of additional aid that you've qualified for via the FAFSA. So if you've qualified for any type of grant, like a federal Pell Grant, the Missouri Access, which is the state grant, also the SEOG, which is a Supplemental Educational Opportunity Grant, and then in addition to any type of loan that you qualify for. So if you qualify for any type of subsidized and or unsubsidized direct loan. To secure your scholarships with the university, you'll need to submit a tuition deposit, which is $100. We'll use this for 3 purposes. We'll use this to, number 1, confirm your intent to enroll with the university. The second reason we use this is to secure your financial aid package. And then the third and final reason we use this is so that way we can get you registered for classes starting in the spring. And then last but certainly not least is the August move-in. The first day of classes for the 2021-2022 school year is going to be Monday, August 23rd. With our admissions requirements, we require the student to have a minimum 2.5 cumulative GPA. I did mention earlier there was an asterisk next to the test score on the previous slide. Because of COVID and a lot of the ACT and SAT test dates have been canceled and are currently being rescheduled, one change that we made this summer is that we are going test optional for 2021. So meaning that we don't necessarily require the ACT and or SAT as part of admission to the university. But if you have taken those, we do encourage you to submit your scores so that way it could mean that you could receive more, I should say, additional scholarship money from the university. Earlier I mentioned that our application is free of charge. This is our CR code for the Quick app that I mentioned earlier. So that's a quick way to apply to the university. We're also part of the Common App. And since we're a private university, we're on a rolling basis with admission. So we will accept applications up until the first day of classes for that current school year.
All right. Yeah, and the thing I would add to that is for anyone watching that, go ahead and scan that QR code. Literally, Quick App only takes about 5 minutes. So go ahead, scan that, and then I'll talk with the financial aid stuff next. So I'll give you a couple more seconds to pull that up. All right, so yeah, Spencer did a good job of explaining sort of the outline to your admission to William Woods University. We're proud to, make our scholarship offers available to 100% of our students. So that's going to include the LEAD award that Kara had mentioned. We also have merit scholarships, so that range is going to be up to $14,000 per year. The thing that I'll add to that is we highly recommend submitting your FAFSA to William Woods using the code 002525 so that we can review your scholarship eligibility. As I mentioned, part of that could be merit awards. We could, for your potential athlete, there could be athletic scholarships available for that. So again, it's all based on affordability and making the degree in William Woods most affordable for you and your family. We do have an honors program as well. That's a cool program to be a part of at William Woods. There's a stipend available for that program as well. So overall, we really have a nice scholarship package designed, again, with affordability in mind. Submit your FAFSA. Has been discussed. Scholarships, that's going to be based on what we, and I'll just go ahead and move to the next slide here. So I'll discuss the FAFSA. Some of you might have heard what this FAFSA is. It's a free application for federal student aid. So how the process works is after October 1st of your senior year, you'll submit the FAFSA. You'll put in your family income information using your tax information. And it always gets a little bit confusing, especially as we look ahead to the spring semester. But essentially, since the FAFSA opens up October of your senior year, so for this year, we'll use October 2020, you're going to use 2019's taxes. And so that's why it gets a little bit confusing as we get into January, February of 2021, where you're looking 2 years prior. But because it opened in October of 20, then you're going to be still using 2019's taxes. So just make sure that that's what you use for the FAFSA information. And so basically, whenever you put in that information, the federal government comes up with a calculation. They determine your estimated family contribution. So it's an EFC number. And so that number determines what your federal aid eligibility. And so Spencer mentioned several of those. You could be eligible for Pell Grants, SEOG, Access Missouri, if you guys are in Missouri. Looking at a Missouri institution, that's a nice award. And at the very least, you'll qualify for a traditional Stafford loan. So this is your traditional student loan. You're not obligated to take this student loan, the Stafford loan. The amount for your freshman year is $5,500 for the year. But again, you're not obligated, and your admission counselor will work with you to make sure that all the documents are submitted. So you will need to submit an entrance counseling form and a master promissory note. But just by filing the FAFSA, again, I need to make sure that you understand that it's not, by filing FAFSA, you're not accepting these awards. It's just determining what your federal aid eligibility is. So you can choose at the end to decline those if you want, but I will say it's a good resource, that Stafford loan, along with any other federal aid that you have. It's a good opportunity to help with cost. It's a good cost resource, and at the very least, it's going to start building your credit looking ahead to after graduation. So with that, pay attention to your free money, so to speak. So your Pell Grants, your SEOG grants, your Access Missouri, that's money that you don't need to pay back. And then, also pay attention to if you're eligible for work study. So the work study amount, that could be another resource. It's a lot of times it's not included in your financial aid package, but it's going to be funds that you can use potentially to, help with tuition. It could be used for pocket money. It could be used for books while you're on campus. And the maximum amount for the work study on an annual basis is $1,500. And so again, this is determined by the EFC number that you have in your federal aid opportunities. So just pay attention and work with your admission counselor so that we can make sure that all of these forms are completed, looking ahead to the fall semester for your college degree. Whenever you do get to campus, just a quick note, you'll apply for these work study positions on campus and then start to work on campus afterwards. So with that, just wanted to check the time here, and then I'll let Kara finish up with visit information or just scan. I added another QR code here. So this is not our quick app. I wanted to make sure this is just a general inquiry form. So if you're thinking about scheduling a visit, whatever Kara is going to discuss here, then you can go ahead and scan that QR code. It is separate from the application. So I just wanted to note that. Kara.
So something that's really great about our campus is right now, because we are a smaller campus and we have no COVID cases, we are still allowing visitors to come on campus to go ahead and take a campus tour. You can schedule that online. You just go to our website that's down there at the bottom, the williamwoods.edu/visit. You can do an in-person or a virtual visit, and we can either set that virtual visit up for you, or if we get your email, we can also send you our Calendly link, which is also another way to do a virtual visit with us. And your particular admissions counselor will go ahead and meet with you and go over all of the things that we've discussed. If you get to do an in-person visit, we will set you up with a faculty member to talk to you about your degree. of study, your area of study that you want to, potentially enlist in. You can also talk to a coach if you are interested in athletics or another program possibly. We will also have you do a tour with a current student who's either usually a junior or a senior. So have a lot of information that they can provide just because they have been living here for a couple of years. Really love when students get to interact with our university ambassadors that way on their tour. So those are all great things. You can also come to one of our activity days. We have a couple coming up, which are also on the visit website. We have our equestrian day that's coming up, and then we also have another discovery day, but there are many events that happen throughout the year where you can come in, meet with us, get to do your tour, maybe have lunch with us, talk to some faculty members, and figure out maybe what direction you want to go here at William Woods. Trevor, I'm going to turn that back over to you.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Kara. So yeah, I would highly recommend, just building on what Kara was talking about, coming to campus, whether you're, for me, in my territory, I work with, as Spencer said, the eastern third of Missouri, focus on St. Louis, and I have all of Illinois as well. So if you're in that area, it's a short drive, especially, if you're in the St. Louis area, it's only about an hour and a half. You can easily make it half a day trip if you wanted to. As Kara was saying, we take a very personalized approach in setting up these visits. So whatever you're interested in, we can certainly make that happen. Just reviewing the Q&As here. Kara, do you want to maybe talk about, did you talk about the visit dates that we have coming up?
I did not. I mentioned that we have the equestrian day coming up here in October. And then we also have a discovery day coming up. The equestrian showcase is going to hold quite a few things. Our equestrian rep, Juliet, is going to be kind of overseeing that, watching the students come in. I personally have not got to go to an equestrian showcase yet, so I'm kind of excited to get to experience it myself. So Trevor may be able to answer more questions if you're an equestrian student and would like specifics about that. Our discovery days, we have set them up where you're actually meeting with a faculty member of each department throughout the day. So you get to learn a little bit, the 1-2 minute quick brief on each major that we offer, or main majors that we offer here at the university. You get to sit down, have a meal with us, have some activities. If you are interested in playing a sport, then we make sure that we have a personalized visit set up with a coach for you. And it's really cool. You get to have a really personal tour of the entire camp. I feel like you get a really good feel of what it would be like to be here all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, we just had one a couple of weeks ago, and it was a really good event. We had obviously we had to change some things with COVID and things like that, with how many guests we can have. But it was a busy day, but it was we had to change some things with what our tour schedule was, and so it was a great event. So we're definitely looking forward to the November Discovery Day. Should be another good event. You guys are both, I got a question here. You guys are both listed or living in Fulton. Can you guys talk about, what's Fulton like, and maybe building on the interaction between our students at William Woods and the campus community, or the Fulton community?
I'll go ahead and start out with.
Oh, you go ahead.
So I moved here to Fulton, Missouri in July of 2018. So I'm going into my third year here with William Woods University. In the time that I've been here with the community, also the campus as well, it's very friendly. People are outgoing, very welcoming. So I've been very appreciative of the people that I've met so far and who I'll meet here later on in the future.
So I actually moved to Fulton in October of 2015. So I've been here 5 years now. I'm getting ready to go on my 6th year here in Fulton. The thing about Fulton is it's a very small, tight-knit community. You'll get to know people on campus right away, but you'll also get to know people in the community. If you walk into a bank, someone's going to know your name. If you walk into the grocery store, a lot of times someone's going to know your name. So it's very small town feel, but it's very personal. There's a lot of stuff to do in the community. We have a movie theater here in town. We have a bowling alley. There's a lot of great restaurants to eat out. There's a lot of different nightlights that you can go to. I mean, and we're also only 20 minutes from Columbia and Jeff, so there's, you know, other things like, you know, escape rooms and quite a bit of nightlife, especially in Columbia, that you can attend. So if you know, are from a bigger city and you want that bigger city feel and the nightlife and different things, we're not far. But if you are from a smaller community and want that small town homey feeling, we definitely offer it here in town. And like I said, you'll get to know the community really well. There's a lot of different parades in town and just downtown activities that you can participate in. And I feel like we get a lot of community support when we have our athletic activities here on campus. So.
Yeah, both make good points. I wanted to build on that because I am from Fulton. I grew up about 20 minutes outside of Fulton. I moved to St. Louis in 2017. And so whenever I'm talking with students, especially from the St. Charles area, I always like to draw parallels between the Brick District in Fulton and the downtown part of St. Charles, where it's very similar, and you have cobblestone roads, you have old architecture there, just a really cool area. So in the Brick District is within walking distance of campus there at William Woods. So it's just a nice sort of piece of Fulton that's off of campus, and it gives you a little bit of opportunity to have, you know, different attractions, just various types of entertainment. You know, a lot of good restaurants. Beck's is still one of my favorite restaurants to go to, even, you know, being away from Fulton for the last couple of years. But yeah, I mean, Kara's right in that it's going to give you a very, it's a small town and people know who you are, and they're going to provide good service to you, not just on campus, but off of campus too, whether you maybe need to set up a bank account there in Fulton, or you need to go to a pharmacy or whatever, right? They're going to know who you are, and they're going to be able to provide the best experience for you. So just had a question here. Maybe I'll address this one. So what the question is, will I be able to take a biology class my freshman year? So I think the point is trying to get into your major classes your freshman year, I think is the gist of it, right? And that's absolutely what we provide at William Woods. And so through that, whether you're a biology major or a criminal justice or business, you're obviously going to start with your more general education classes, although something maybe we didn't talk about is the dual credit opportunities that we have, transferring those in, and maybe we'll talk about that after this. But yeah, essentially you're going to take at least one of your major classes your first semester, and then building on that into your second semester, so that by the time you're a sophomore, right, you're not just jumping right into what your major is and you don't have any experience, right? The whole idea is so that you can get those classes that you think that you're most interested in, so that you can build on those throughout your 4 years. And so for me, I was taking an education class. I took 2 my first semester, I took 3 my second semester. And so that's going to be a solid 4 years of getting your educational experience, so that you can, for me, I was a certified teacher by the time I graduated. I was a substitute teacher through that process, but it could be other areas that we have. It could be graphic design. It could be equestrian science. What are some other unique programs that we have? American Sign Language. Whatever you're thinking, you're definitely going to be in at least one of those classes your first semester, and then you're going to be building on those throughout your 4 years. So Spencer, do you want to talk about the process of dual credit transferring over?
Yes, so with dual credits, we will accept those. So at the end of your senior year, we will need your final official high school transcript, and then we will also need your final college transcript or transcripts from any college or university that you take dual credits from. We'll accept those dual credits as long as the classes you take are at a 100 level or higher, that your final grade is a C or higher in those classes, and those colleges, universities send us that final official transcript. So that way you'll come in with those college credits, so you'll have a head start coming in once you officially enroll with the university.
Sorry, I was muted. Just checking the time. Looks like we got a couple minutes here. Yeah, we had good information on the dual credit that we have. So for the most part, those will transfer in. Just a matter of how they transfer in. At least it'll be general electives. Looking back to my college experience, I transferred in about 18 credits. So that's about a semester worth of your college degree, right? So yeah, I always recommend to students, if you're able to, and it's offered at your high school, take those dual credit classes, because a lot of times, as long as you pass the class and you pay for that up front, then the classes are going to be transferred over for credit. Just to sort of add to that, and if anyone else wants to build on this, but for your college degree, I always like to talk about what the total degree credits that are going to be needed for that college degree. And so in general, for your bachelor's degree, whether it be at William Woods, we offer Bachelor of Arts and Bachelors of Science, just depending on what the focus is going to be. But you're going to need 122 credits to graduate. Each class that you take is about 3 credits. It's 4 credits if it's a lab associated with that, but in general, each class that you take is about 3 credits. And so in order to stay on track, in graduating in 4 years, you want to really try to stay around 15 or 16 credits per semester. So keep that number in mind as really, if that's important to you with graduating in 4 years and moving on to whether it be grad school or getting into your career choice, you really want to stay around 15 or 16 credits. For me, I played college basketball, and so one semester I took 12 credits. And so, with that, I just sort of had to make that up with I took one semester with 18. So just sort of making it work, and I think William Woods does a nice job of making sure that your advisor makes sure, keeps you on track with graduating in 4 years. And so sort of how that process works is whatever degree program you're thinking about, you're going to have an advisor through that process. And so he or she's going to help you register for your classes. They're a good resource to go to. I'm still in touch with my academic advisor from my undergrad experience. They can just be another resource for you to just use for your career preparation. So those are always good people to have sort of in your contact list. For the students, they like to see their students do well. They want to see that their students are successful. So with that, Kara or Spencer, maybe did you have anything to add to that before we sort of wrap up here? No? Okay. All right. Well, on behalf of Spencer, Kara, and myself, and the entire William Woods University community, we thank you for joining us for this presentation. Hope to see you guys on campus for a visit or virtually, or hope to see your application. If you do have contact questions, or if you want our contact information, we will be sharing that with you. Once we get the registration information, we'll be sure to reach out and make sure that you get all the information that you need. So with that, I'll turn it over to the facilitator. And once again, thank you very much.
Thank you, Spencer, Trevor, Kara. You all did a fantastic job. So just thanks again for everyone attending this virtual college exploration event by MOACAC and StriveScan. Once you close your window, you will be asked to answer a short survey, and we appreciate any feedback that you can provide there. Don't forget to sign up for more sessions on moacac.org, and remember that the recordings will be available in about a week. Thank you, everyone.